Hello everyone and welcome back to Penguin Powered Games. It's official, the Steam Summer Sale has officially came and gone. This is a sale that I look forward to all year long. I usually buy up the games I'm going to be playing over the next year, with some exceptions. Sometimes, I'll purchase a new game as it comes out and play it. But I just wanted to kind of go over some of the games and talk about some of the games that I picked up during the Steam Summer Sale 2026. Some games are older, some games are newer, but I plan on kind of giving you a preview and talking about some games that you will probably be seeing me play on my channel over the next year. You will also probably see some videos come out on how does it play on Linux. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, I'm definitely going to be going in depth on reviewing like audio, graphics, stability, things like that. I actually already have one video out covering how does Galactic Civilizations 4 play on Linux, so be sure to check that one out. So, with that being said, I'll just kind of start out with Galactic Civilizations 4. I used to play GalCiv 2 many years ago and loved it. I put many hours into that game, and I was a little bit disappointed to see that Stardock did not have a native version for Linux for Galactic Civilizations 4. They only had Windows, which means I have to use Proton. But I did pick GalCiv 4 up, and I picked up, I think it was the Ultimate Bundle, which covered all of the expansions to date, but then I noticed that there was a Season 2 pass where you can essentially pre-purchase the expansions that are going to be released all the way up to the beginning, I think, of 2028. One of I think the Terran Alliance had already been released, and then Federations and Empire, which is another DLC that's going to give more to this game, is going to be released, I think July the 22nd is what I remember. So I'm really looking forward to that. I've been very much enjoying myself playing GalCiv 4, and it actually plays really well. I did have to go into the launcher options and configure one small thing. So if you haven't watched my video on how it plays on Linux, be sure to check that out as I go through that. The next game, and most of my channel, or a lot of the channel that for games that I'm interested in, is like RPGs or strategy games, things that I typically play, but I play all different kinds. I've got a pretty broad spectrum here, but I have not played Final Fantasy VII Intergrade. I've back in the day when I had my PlayStation 1, I very much remember when Final Fantasy VII, all of the hype behind it when it was released. I played and played and played and played that game. I distinctly remember going on vacation, or maybe it was a holiday, to my aunt's house, and it was in Tennessee, and I remember I could not break away from Final Fantasy VII, and I actually took my PlayStation with me so that I can continue playing, until I finally reach the end of Final Fantasy VII, and it's always going to have a special place in my heart. I have played just a little bit, like very little, of the remake, and using Proton 10, I think, and I'm sure 11 works fine as well. And it looks beautiful. I mean, it's really, really gorgeous. And it played fine playing on Linux. I didn't have any issues, but I didn't play very long. So I'm not gonna kind of say that there's no issues yet. I want to give it some more time. But the opening cutscene was absolutely beautiful, and I kind of want to get caught up, not only playing the new Final Fantasy VII since I'm such a fan, I want to get caught up for the third installment, so I've still got the first one and the second part to go through, and the third one's going to be released, very soon. So always like Cloud, Red 13, Aerith, Tifa, like all of the characters is it's just it holds a very special place in my heart. Um, some of these games I have played a little bit on like my Switch or I used to have a PlayStation 5, and so I used to play a little bit on those, not very much, but Hogwarts Legacy I did play on Switch when it first came out, and again that was very little, just for maybe an hour or two, just messing around with it, and I thought it was beautiful, and I think that from what I understood, the port was really good, but I really wanted to pick this up since I think it was like $8.99. It was not expensive at all, and I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan, but I am a Harry Potter fan, right? So I loved all the movies. I've read a couple of the books. I really like them, and I think that just that Harry Potter Hogwarts type world fits right in with the RPG esque type game that I really enjoy. So I wanted to pick that up, and I don't think this one has a native port. Just kind of a spoiler alert: a lot of these don't have native ports, but I do try to pick up at least a few that do, or support developers that have native ports for Linux. But I'm very much looking forward to diving into Hogwarts Legacy and prepare. Actually, I think there's another game that's coming out, part 2. So on Sundays, I like to do like a retro type Sunday and play some of the games that I grew up playing, and some of those are beat 'em ups. And so with the new Cosmic Invasion that came out not long ago, I'm a huge Marvel fan. For those of you who don't know, I used to collect comic books quite a bit, and I really like X-Men. They've kind of always been my favorite, and so I really wanted to play this Cosmic Invasion, as it's very similar to the types of games I've been playing, in when I was a kid and in my childhood. And I think that I will probably potentially play some of these on Retro Sundays, because I think those, even though they're not retro games, they're very, very similar. And so it looks like it has a great cast. Also, it has Spider-Man. It has I think the Thing. It has She-Hulk, Phoenix, which I really want to play. Even saw a new DLC that had Cyclops in it. So Wolverine. So I'm really looking forward to that. Atlus is one of my favorite developers. I really, truly do love Atlus games. My first Atlus game that I played was Nocturne, which was Shin Megami Tensei 3. And so I fell in love with Nocturne so much that I started playing some of the other Atlus games I think on Switch. And so when I had my PlayStation 5, I think I picked up Metaphor ReFantazio and played it a little bit. But I want to, when you play on a console, you have to kind of pick whether you want visual fidelity or you want performance. And that's always bugged me. I really cannot stand that, because I want both. I do not want to have to pick one or the other. So I'm hoping to get a really good experience out of Metaphor ReFantazio. I've launched the game to make sure that it launched, and I've actually launched all of these games just to make sure they launch and I don't have any issues there after purchase. And it launched fine. It looks beautiful. So Metaphor ReFantazio, I'm really looking forward to it. You take an Atlus game and then you put turn-based, like a traditional turn-based RPG elements with, like a, I guess it's like a fantasy type world. I'm really, really looking forward to playing Metaphor. The same goes with Persona 3 Reload. I haven't played Reload, but I did play the original quite a bit actually, and I really, really liked it. Now, the version that I played had both the female and the male protagonists. I don't know if Persona 3 Reload has the female protagonist. I don't think they do, but I love the all of like the personas or avatars and kind of tweaking them to how you want to play and things like that, and just the turn-based combat of the RPG. It's so addicting, and honestly, the music just really draws you in. It's so good. If if you're not an RPG fan, I think that Persona 3 or Metaphor might really win you over because it's very good. So I'm very hopeful that this plays extremely well on Linux, and I don't have an issue with it. It launches fine. I don't know when I will get to it, but at some point between now and the next year, you will probably see some live plays of Persona 3 Reload, I'm sure. Resident Evil is another game back in the day. On PlayStation 1, I remember getting Resident Evil 1 when it was first released, and I was super excited playing it. It was unlike anything I have ever seen. Survival horror really wasn't a genre until Resident Evil, and so it was very unique and very. I remember playing it, and I think there's one scene where you're walking in a hallway and spiders. I think there's two spiders that drop from the ceiling, and that was always terrifying to me. The opening, not the opening scene, but not far in the game, near the dining hall. I remember you open a door and find a zombie or around a corner or something. And he's like munching on someone, and he slowly turns and looks at you. And I used to be able to almost speed run Resident Evil 1, trying to get the Hunk. I think it was called Hunk, like special content you could play where you play as one of the special forces units. And so I used to be really good at Resident Evil, and I never played the GameCube remaster, surprisingly. And so I wanted to pick that one up. I did launch it. It launches fine. Unfortunately, playing in ultra widescreen isn't supported because the game, I think, is from 2012, or this version of the game. So that's completely fine. So I'll be playing in 16:9 on that one. And it looked beautiful. I didn't have any issues with that. But it did not look as gorgeous as Resident Evil 2 Remake. When I launched that and was just messing around with it in the opening scenes at the gas station, the rain started falling. It started hitting the red jacket that you're wearing and reflecting off of the gas station lighting. Oh my lord, it was so gorgeous. I remember vaguely playing Resident Evil 2 on the PlayStation, but not a lot. I remember Resident Evil 1 more than 2, and I haven't played the remake on either one of these, so I'm really looking forward to breaking away a little bit from the RPG and the strategy game and playing just a really fun Capcom game, and that's what those are. I think those are going to be a lot of fun. I'm thinking, let's say it's July now, so I'm thinking I might start playing Resident Evil around maybe October-ish when it starts getting towards Halloween, things like that. So that's going to be a lot of fun. So don't forget about that. Tune in back to the channel. You'll probably see me playing some of that. Sometimes I play shooters. I don't play a lot of shooters. I have been playing through Doom 3 a little bit, but I'm a big fan of RoboCop. I'm a big fan of Terminator, games like that, Aliens, Predator. If you watch my Retro Sunday live feeds, you'll also see that I've been playing like RoboCop versus Terminator from Super Nintendo. I've heard really good things about this RoboCop Rogue City, and I really want to play it. I've played maybe 5 minutes of it, and it seems like it plays just fine. So I think that I'm going to really enjoy that. From what I can tell, the story takes place right after RoboCop 2, I think, or between RoboCop 1 and 2, something like that. So I think I'm going to really enjoy that. That's not only the era of movies that I've kind of fell in love with, action movies and sci-fi movies, but it's also the type of game I care about the character a lot, and so I think I'm going to really enjoy that. Okay, so Cosmic Invasion was a native Linux port, or not port, but a native Linux game. And so also the second native Linux game on this list is Ninja Turtle Shredder's Revenge. This is also goes back to when I used to play Turtles in Time back in Super Nintendo, and even before that, I used to have the Nintendo version of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I loved it so much. The first NES game wasn't a beat 'em up, but the Turtles in Time was a beat 'em up, and you could even like throw the Foot soldiers or the Foot Clan through the screen, and that was always so cool to me. I really like that, and it's fun to play with multiple people, and so whenever I saw that, I think I first saw this at Limited Run, the Shredder's Revenge, but I never actually got to play it, and so I'm really looking forward to playing that. I will probably. I saw that you had to put a code to like a kind of like a password, so other people can join you to play. So I'm thinking I might do this on one of my Retro Sunday live streams also at some point, and maybe put the code in the description, and maybe if enough people are interested, maybe I can get a few people that joins me during the live stream, and we can play and have a lot of fun. So these are all of the games that I picked up during the Steam summer sale, and I'll be honest, it did kind of hurt my wallet a little bit, but I'm going to be playing these over the next year probably, at least until the next Steam sale comes out, or maybe if a new game comes out that I really want. So let me know what you guys purchased on the Steam summer sale. I'm really interested in all of the great deals that everyone got. And until next time, happy gaming everyone, and take care.